everybody, welcome back to my channel. I feel like it's been a bit since I've like sat down and filmed a proper video, so I'm very excited for this. I've been planning this one for a few weeks, but I had to let my list accumulate. I had to get some opinions, and now here we are. So hello, if you've never been here before, my name is Logan. I do a lot of college content, pop culture content, basically whatever I'm feeling. But hello. So I had this video planned, or I had the idea for this video back when the TikTok sound that's like, we were girls together, and how I love being a woman, like those sounds on TikTok were trending if you're on my side of TikTok. And I was like, that would be a really cool video concept to do for movies. And so that's what we're doing. So I'm going to just kind of discuss movies that I think are like for the girls, movies that you watch with your female friendships, ones that just like really depict what it means to be a girl, to be a woman, to go through girlhood, all that jazz. I am of course not saying like that you strictly have to watch these with your female friends and the women in your life. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that like there is something that when I watch one of these movies, I always just like am taken back to like being a girl and like growing up with my friends and being in my apartment with my roommates, or watching a movie with my sister, like that kind of vibe, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so they're like chick flick-esque, but like not in a bad way. Honestly, chick flicks aren't even bad. I freaking love chick flicks. Anyway, and as always, if you watch my movie videos, usually you will find me in the comments of this video after I make it, and I'm just gonna say something like probably to the effect of, I can't believe I forgot this movie, and I'll add it to the list. So hopefully that doesn't happen this time, but I'm sure it's going to. I have a list of 10 movies. I could make it 11, but I'm gonna keep it at 10. Oh, I have to do it. No, I can't. I have to. Okay, we'll do 10 movies and an honorable mention, because like this movie that I just added has to be in there. First up, we have the iconic, most iconic 2000s movie ever. Well, not the most iconic 2000s movie ever. One of the most iconic 2000s movies, and it is 13 Going on 30. There is something about this movie that just makes me, when I watch it, want to be in a room with my female friends singing Love is a Battlefield, okay? Like, it's just, there's just something, it's just good. Like, it was made for women, and I love it. Like, my dad loves this movie too. Like, he'll watch it with me, but like watching it with like my mom and my sister is a very different experience, or like with my roommates. It's great. I love it. The next one is probably the ultimate girl/womanhood movie on this list. So of course I'm including it, and it's the 2019 adaptation of Little Women. You guys know I rave about this movie all the time. I think it is an incredible piece of cinema and just like story, and I'm just obsessed with it. I love Greta Gerwig. This movie though, I think when I saw it in theaters, each time I saw it with 3 different groups of women in my life. So I saw it once with my dance team in high school. I saw it once with my grandma and my aunts and my female cousins, and then I saw it with just my sister. And then like since then I've of course like watched it with like my roommates and some of my other friends, and every time I watch it, it's just like you just like having the women around you in your life when you're watching this movie, I think is so beautiful, and it's just so good. Like, there are so many parts in this movie where it just like perfectly sums up what being a woman feels like. And I feel like, okay, so the quote, "Oh, how I love being a woman," is from the show Anne with an E. And I'm not talking about TV shows in this video, but I feel like Anne with an E gives me the same feeling that Little Women does as a movie, where it's just kind of celebrating what it means to grow up and like be a girl in childhood, and I just freaking love it. Like, it's just, oh, it's just so good. It's just, there's just nothing. Like, Little Women is, it's for the girls. It really is. It's called Little Women, and I know lots of other people who enjoy this movie, but they just don't get it like we do, okay? So But hey, anyone can watch it. It's great. It's such a good movie. Oh, this next one. Oh my god, so good. This is my roommate's favorite movie. And me and my sister probably know almost every word to this movie, and it is Monte Carlo. If you know, you know. This is such an underrated movie. It's insane. Like, the amount of people that I know that have not seen this movie, mind-boggling, because it has Queen Blair Waldorf, like Leighton Meester, sign me up. It has Selena Gomez, okay? Like, the girl of our generation. One of the girls of our generation. And it has Juliet from Gossip Girl. Like, that lineup is nuts. Okay, you need to watch this. Monte Carlo is so freaking good. The soundtrack, the vibes, like, if it doesn't make you want to go on a trip with your girly besties, what are you doing? Every time I watch it, I'm just like, let's go. Let's travel the world together. Like, bye. Like, let's leave everything behind. Let's go meet Teo. Like, come on. Okay, this next one is one that I have not yet watched this summer, but I do watch it every summer, and it always makes me cry at the end. And it's Aquamarine. The end of this movie, spoiler alert, has like a big part about like the power of female friendship, and it always just makes me tear up, and it's just so cute. And yeah, I feel like a lot of these are like the same explanation. Like, it's just the vibe. Like, it's the vibe of watching it with the girls that just makes the movie all that much better. Yes, this movie will always remind me of like being a kid, which I appreciate. Oh my gosh, this next one, of course it's on the list. Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Female friendship movie if I've ever seen one. So good. Everyone's in their pride. You got Alexis Bledel, Blake Lively, America Ferrera, Amber Tamblyn. Like, what a gang right there. Like, they're just so good, and it's just about the sisterhood, and I appreciate that. Oh, the next one is one of my mom's favorite movies. I feel like I've talked about this one recently on my channel. I don't know what for, but I did just recently watch it all the way through for the first time, which is kind of crazy. There's a lot of movies where I'm like, why have I not seen this all the way through? But it is Steel Magnolias from, I believe, 1989 is when it came out. And sad, gut-wrenching, heartbreaking movie. But so, I think, embedded in, like, just female friendship again. Like, it's just about this, like, really amazing group of women that just support each other. I just think it's so good. You have to watch Steel Magnolias. I feel like I'm not articulating any of these well, but you guys know what I'm saying. Next is Princess Diaries. Both of them, but specifically the first one. I think specifically the first one, watching it with the girls, is such a vibe. Like, this one is a usual in my apartment. Like, we have seen the Princess Diaries countless times in my apartment. It is so good to just put on. It's got a good soundtrack. It's like sentimental. You get to like watch her go from a girl to a woman. Like, it is just so good. And Miracles Happen, that will be played at my wedding. Are you joking? Like, that is so iconic when she does the robot. And in Princess Diaries, what is it, 2? When she has the mattress surfing, tell me that like watching that with your friends doesn't make you, like, I want to mattress surf because of that movie, and I want to do it with my friends. Like, it's so good. Okay, editing Logan here. Also, The Power of the Breakaway Scene by Kelly Clarkson. If you know, you know. Like, magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. This next one has a similar vibe. Lizzie McGuire movie. If you know, you know. Me and my sister frequent this movie, and I have never had the same experience watching Lizzie McGuire with my sister that I have watching it by myself. Like, it is just a different vibe. Or even like watching it with my roommates or my friends. Like, watching Lizzie McGuire with people, so much better, especially with other women. Like, it's just so, it's like the cutest little for the girlies movie. You get to like be Mean to Paulo together. You get to pretend that you are Lizzie McGuire or Isabella or anyone. Like, it's just so good. Like, justice for Miss Ungermeyer, because she's a slayer. Like, it's just a good movie. This next one is a recommendation from my roommate. I personally have only seen this movie, I think, twice. It's not my favorite. I'm really sorry. This movie is so beloved, and I'm not saying it's not good. Like, I think it's a good movie. The acting is great, the story is great, the writing is great. It's just not my cup of tea, personally. And it's Pride and Prejudice, the Keira Knightley edition, specifically. I understand why people love this movie. I really do. It's a timeless story. They did it so well. I just can't pinpoint why I don't enjoy it. I think it's because there's a lot of other period pieces that I would rather watch. I think that's the thing. I think there's a lot, like, I would much rather sit down and watch 2019 Little Women than Pride and Prejudice, like, hands down. But I still think Pride and Prejudice is good, and of course I've seen it, I think, at least twice. So, not just once. I think I've seen it twice at least. But I will say that I think the second time I watched it was with friends, and I feel like when we all watched it together, it was a much different experience than when I watched it by myself for the first time. So that, I will say, that is why I put it on this list. I think it's very much like celebrates and kind of brings to the forefront in the same way that Little Women does, like how hard being a woman is in modern time and in their time, and I appreciate that. So okay, we have 2 left, well, 1 and then an honorable mention. The last one on the list is Hannah Montana the movie. This is also a recommendation from my roommate. I can't believe I forgot this, but watching this like right before summer starts with your female friends, y'all, if you haven't done it, you need to do it. It is so good. You can like fall in love with Travis, you can have your Miley Stewart summer. And I think with this movie too, and I think maybe Lizzie McGuire is a little bit like this as well, like growing up watching these movies and then like watching them as an adult and like as a woman in the world is really special. And I just get sentimental about movies a lot on this channel. I'm really sorry if you don't like that, but Hannah Montana the movie, I always say this and people are like, what? If Hannah Montana wasn't a Disney Channel movie, it would be so much more respected, like in, like, I don't mean like amongst like us, I mean like in the world, because that movie is like, it's actually incredible. Like the filming is great, the writing is phenomenal. I think the acting is great. Like, they pulled out all the stops for this movie, and if it wasn't a Disney Channel movie based on a Disney Channel show, I think the conversation would be very different, because that movie is so good and it is so like embedded in just like her finding herself and her place in the world. And a lot of movies that are well respected are like that, and I appreciate Hannah Montana the movie on like a much higher level than a lot of Disney Channel movies. Like, it is, I mean, I guess it's technically not a Disney Channel movie because it's not a DCOM, I guess, because it premiered in theaters, but like it's based on a Disney Channel show. And like Crazier by Taylor Swift is in it, so like, of course, Oscar worthy. Okay, the honorable mention, I had to put it on here because this one was literally made for women, and it's Mean Girls. Guys, this movie is untouchable, okay? Like, I have watched this movie with my family, my dad included, several times. Like, several. Like, we watched this growing up a lot, okay? It's a good, like, put it on at dinner movie. Don't have to pay attention to it. When I watch this with my friends, it is remarkable. It is a remarkable experience. I love this movie. I think it is so good. And like, it was absolutely made for women, and I appreciate that. Like, it's called Mean Girls for a reason. Like, it's so good. Oh my gosh. I hope this video made sense. Yeah, these are just movies that like either were made for the girls or just like celebrate being a woman. Or critique being a woman. One of the, like, it's just a different experience when you watch it surrounded by the female figures in your life. And yes, that is what I'm trying to articulate right there. My roommate was like, you should describe it as like the "oh how I love being a woman" quote, and I think that helps a lot with like the "we were girls together" quote as well. Like, just, you know, just movies for the girlies. Yeah. Well, if you haven't seen some of these, I surely hope that you watch them. A lot of them are very much summer vibes. Like, Monte Carlo is a very summer vibe. Lizzie McGuire, Aquamarine, Hannah Montana the movie. Like, if you haven't seen them, you need to watch them. This is the time. If it's summer for you right now, this is the time. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!